It is a Tuesday with Thompson. Pete Thompson joins us every Tuesday at this time. As a lot going on, PT. So I saw the other night, I was very disappointed in you.
Oh, boy.
So
Standard.
There was a meaningless Flyers game on. They were already eliminated. And
Meaningless to you.
Yeah, well, they were already eliminated, and you were watching that over a variety of other choices.
Sir, I was at the game.
No. I don't think you were at this game. It wasn't the finale.
Which
It Saturday night?
Saturday night. Was that game in Philly?
That game was in Philly against Carolina. Last game ever that they were going to play. Chance to see Carter Hart go out, see if they showed any life, any effort. They showed a little, not much. Half empty building.
Was it half empty?
Oh yeah, it was bad. Yeah,
PT,
a lot of red seats disguised as fans.
Are the fans, because we've talked about those loyal Flyers fans. I mean, there's Philadelphia sports fans in general. If a team's doing good or even decent, they're supporting. But then there's that sector of Philadelphia that are those diehard Flyers fans. Are they dropping a little bit? Are they getting more frustrated than they usually are?
Oh yeah, they're gone, man. Loyal, but they're not stupid. You're not going to throw $115, $120 at a team that's just going to go up and back and up and back and up and back and say, okay, thanks, boys. We gave a lot of effort there. Everything to me that was geared for the fan is no longer in the game. Congratulations, Gary Bettman. You got what you wanted. There's really little physicality, although the other night, that game that Gil's talking about, Samuel Moran plastered one of the Carolina guys against the boards, and I thought, oh, my God, an actual physical hit. Like, that was awesome. And it was probably one of the better hits I'd seen all season, So, a big hit, right? You had good hitting. You had, Carter Hart, but still half empty. And I'll tell you what, I heard you talking with Sam Carchidi. I heard you guys talking with him. I heard you talk with Kevin Durso, when the season got done. There's not a lot they can do to break up that core. But I think the one thing you guys didn't get into is you could take the C off of Giroux's sweater.
I asked Sam
that off his sweater. Yeah, I know you did. It was good.
Cool.
You could strip that right off. They did it to Lindros many, many years ago. In fact, I remember that like it was yesterday because the Prism opening was them taking the C and sewing it onto Eric Desjardins' sweater. Nobody's, But no, I don't know if it was Sealski. Somebody wrote a great piece, too. And it's like you have to admit it, right? The first step in recovery is to admit you have a problem. The Flyers are now 4 in a 4-team town, and they're not getting any healthier.
But isn't that C-patch a little overrated in today's game? I don't know. You know more than me. That's why I'm asking. But I remember when they gave it to Desjardins, and that was like a big deal. And that, I feel like, did spark him a little bit. Ripping it off Giroux, what's that going to change in the locker room? Anything?
Well, it could do two things. Okay, and is it a big deal? Number one, the biggest problem I think the Flyers have is A, a little bit of lack of talent on their third and fourth line. Obviously, B, they need like a good, solid second-line center. Nolan Patrick's playing one line above where he should be. But 3, they are the same team if they get embarrassed in St. Louis or if they rally and lose 3-2. They just don't seem to care about losing. And a true captain, a true, take baseball. Jimmy Rollins says, we're the team to beat. He doesn't have to go around and do rah-rah stuff. But in hockey, Bobby Clark didn't say a lot, but his quiet intensity let people know, gosh dang it, you better give 110% out there. We're going to hold you accountable. The captain doesn't seem to hold anybody accountable. And you can't trade him. He's got a no trade. And Voracek's contract, those are the two biggest problems. 28-93 are the two biggest problems of the Flyers, and yet they're almost handicapped on what they could do with them.
So if that's the case, then, how do you get around that?
You bring in a guy that does have some attitude. They need a defenseman and a good center, and then you juggle the lines a little bit, and you try to, like I said, if you strip the C off of Drew, that would send a message. Plus, it might also, if you got a personality in there and you got a guy in that was a little fired up in the room. Plus, they're going to take their cue from their coach, too. Look, I think Scott Gordon did an unbelievable job, right? And I thought he certainly made the penalty kill better. Their power play was abysmal. But, they played for him. That said, it's Scott Gordon is not going to put rear ends in the seats. So they're looking for like a name coach to come in. Well, whoops, they already lost out on Quenneville. He went to Florida. So now they've got to find somebody not only that can get the players to respond, but that somebody like your average Joe goes, oh, yeah, the Flyers are being coached by such and such. I mean, and I don't know that guy's out there.
All right, Tuesday with Thompson, Pete Thompson with us here. Because it's a very interesting offseason for the Flyers here. They finally have a goalie, we think, though, right?
Very much so. I mean, that was a big reason for their turnaround. Ron Hextall was reluctant to bring up or just adamantly would not bring up Carter Hart. And in Hexy's defense, Carter Hart at the beginning of the season was not the Carter Hart that came up when he came up. He got some seasoning in the AHL. He got some games under his belt. He saw like one step below the show. And then Carter Hart came up and was outstanding. So, yeah, to me, knock on wood, as long as he stays healthy, that could be the Flyers' fourth franchise goalie ever? That's fine. But I don't care who you are. If your defense, like Provorov, had a total meltdown this year and went absolutely in the backwards direction. Guys that were media darlings and that were fan darlings, how many people went out and bought a Ghost jersey in his rookie year when he was having all those clutch overtime winners or 3-on-3 winners or late game winners? Ghost was terrible this year, just absolutely awful this year, taking a huge step back. So if your defense, you build from the net out. That I agree with Hextall with. So if Carter Hart is good, then you got to shake up your defense a little bit. The best defenseman, in my opinion, was Radko Gudas. He's undersized, but he was the best defenseman night in, night out.
All right, Pete Thompson, whose side are you on in the Lenny Dykstra-Ron Darling case?
I got to go with my guy Nails. I mean, come on. First of all, did you know that I tweeted Nails the other day, and he tweeted me back?
I did see that. That was legendary.
He, first of all, forgive me for not knowing every minutia about Nails' life, but on Philly's opening day...
Well, I have news for you. He's not a good person.
Oh, I know that. But
All
on
right.
Philly's opening day, he tweeted some picture out where it looked like he was on the roof of his house to, get a signal. So is he, under house arrest currently? Is that why he can't, leave the property? But he was on his roof, looked like he had one of those Juuls or whatever the vape things are, not a real cigarette, right? Had a Phillies hat on, said the Phillies are going to go 162-0 or something like that. So I decided to take the time, I'll take a stab, I'll poke the bear, right? And I tweet back to him and said, hey, Nails, when I covered you in that 93 season, I remember that you always were asking the clubby for a cigarette first and a drink second, and the drink was clear. It wasn't beer. What was it, right? And I'm thinking, he's never going to write back to that. And he writes back, milk. That's what he wrote back. So Nails clearly has a sense of humor. Whose side do I take? I mean, wait, look, the guy, he's hemorrhaged money. He's a complete and total mess. His truth and the actual truth are usually two different things. But the stuff that I'm reading and a lot of things that come out, I almost feel like Nails might be innocent in this one. He may be on the right side.
All right. By the way, Pete Thompson, you will not be at the draft party.
I will not be at the draft party. But as you were giving John McMullen the third degree on 78%, 81%, 82%, did you not mention the one draft? We were at the draft. I mean, you can't not talk about that. That's only been a couple of years ago now, right?
Yeah, we were at the draft in Philly. McMullen was there.
Right, nice. So he's got to get credit for that one, too.
No, I gave him credit. I knew that he was at one down here, though.
Right. Trust me, with the way the weather's been the last 2 days, I absolutely would like to be on the back deck of the Wonder Bar with you guys talking.
Why don't
Eagles
we take
fans.
a weekend boys trip down to Nashville after the Thursday show at Wonder Bar?
We'll get
can we say?
Yeah, exactly.
Can we cue up Billy Madison? Boys night out.
All right, PT. It was good catching.
It's an over already?
It is, man.
We didn't talk about the Phillies. We didn't talk about the Sixers. We didn't talk about the Masters.
Well, the Sixers are dead for 2 more days, and then it really they'll retake the Masters this weekend.
Who's your Masters favorite?
I'll tell you what. I'm going with the Tommy Fleetwood. Not only do I wish I had his hair, but I think Tommy Fleetwood's got a chance. Everybody loves Rory. They all want to go Rory.
What about Tiger
Tommy
Watch?
Fleetwood. Oh, I want him to make the cut and play well and be in the hunt and be entertaining TV. But Tommy Fleetwood is my pick.
Okay. All right.
Oh, well, enjoy the Masters. It starts Thursday.
Thanks, guys. I'll be listening to you guys all the time.